Hey you guys, so if you click on this video, you know that I'm making a savory baked chicken with some cabbage. Um, I just used the basic seasoning as far as the garlic powder, and I'm just really didn't have any measurements for my seasoning. I kind of just eyeballed it and determined how much I wanted to put on it. I switched up a couple of things in this recipe, some things I usually don't put in, but yeah. I love onion powder, by the way. That is an amazing seasoning for chicken or anything. Like, it just adds that special oomph to it. I'm about to put salt on it. That's what's in the little salt, the little shaker or whatever. Which I should have used a regular one because for some reason that salt was kind of hard to come out, and so was the pepper. So yeah, I should have used the regular shakers, like the one that they come in, because it was so hard to get that pepper out of that container. And once again, I'm just eyeballing it and determining how much I need to put on it just based off of looks. And paprika, I really prefer smoked paprika because it actually adds a great flavor to any meat, in my opinion. But it also gives a great color. So paprika usually, in my opinion, is a great option if you want to add color to a meat. Like when you bake the meat after using paprika, it brings out the color. And also, if you use paprika in like cheesy dishes, it brings out the flavor of the cheese in those dishes. Parsley is something that I love seasoning with. It's great. If you watch Auntie Fee, like, yeah, she puts parsley on everything, but parsley is really good. It's really freaking good. Like, it just does something. I don't know what it does, but it just does something. Now, oregano, I added a little bit of oregano because I didn't, because oregano can be like an overpowering flavor. So I just added a little bit of oregano on it, just enough to get that little hint of it, but so it won't overpower it because that's an overpowering seasoning. And turmeric, this is the thing that I did differently. I never put turmeric on my chicken or anything. This is my first time actually using turmeric in a dish, but I've tasted it by itself and I just thought that it was like the perfect seasoning for chicken, which I was correct because this chicken was so bomb, you guys. It was so freaking good. And look at that color, that orangey color. Like, that turned out amazing as far as the bacon went. And dill weed, love dill weed. Like, I love seasoning my foods with dill weed, but we didn't have dill weed for a long period of time, so this was my actual first time putting dill weed on chicken, and it was amazing. And just mixing it, you know, getting everything coated nicely. Minced onions is another great tip for any dish, like for that savory flavor. Get you some minced onions, and that saves you the hassle of having to chop them yourself. You already have them like prepared, and you can just saute them or whatever you want to do with them. Like, it's really convenient instead of having to chop that big onion and deal with the tears and stuff after it. And this is an optional step, actually, Creole seasoning. I just like Creole seasoning. Like, I just like it. I don't know what to say. I just like Creole seasoning. But oh, and another heads up about that turmeric. It stains. It can stain. So be kind of cautious about that or be aware of that. Like, it can leave like an orange stain on your hands. It didn't really do that much to my hands, but just a little bit. But yeah. And this extra virgin olive oil, robust. Yes, yum. I just drizzle a little bit. I actually had 10 quarters, but in this bowl I had five, so I did five in this bowl, and I got another container and I seasoned up the other five, so I had 10 lead quarters in total that I actually seasoned. And I'm about to put these in the refrigerator so they can kind of marinate. And in the next clip, you'll see that I start working on my cabbage. Okay, so this is my actual first time making cabbage. I cut off the top part of it and I just started cutting. I took off the outer layers, which I actually ended up using because I like the color of it. All of it's edible, and this cabbage turned out so freaking good. Like, I wish you guys could taste it, but it turned out so good. So I'm just chopping them up and I'm putting them to the side, and so I can just chop up the rest of the cabbage. Okay, so once again, I took the other piece of the cabbage and I'm just cutting up everything. Even that light green part, I'm cutting it up. I know some people just throw it away, but it's actually good. Like, and it adds a beautiful color to it. Like, why waste food? You know, it's people out there starving. Why waste food? I used the whole thing, excluding like the stalk part or whatever. But yeah, I pretty much used the whole entire cabbage head. And I don't regret it because it was delicious. And I wish our kitchen was bigger because like this was kind of messy. It wasn't messy, messy, but like I wish I had more room to do the chopping. Okay, I gave my cabbage a re-rinse and I put it in the refrigerator and sat it to the side. Now back onto my chicken. I just sprayed, well, lined a pan with some aluminum foil and sprayed it with some non-stick spray, and I'm just laying my quarters in there. It may look like they're all close and bunched up together, but once they start cooking down, they actually get smaller, and you'll see that all the oils and stuff come out. So it's really not packed in this little pan. Trust me, they're comfortable. Those little chickens are comfortable. I'm not torturing them. And right here, I'm just placing the chickens into the oven. I let them stay in there for like an hour or whatever, and then I flipped them maybe less than an hour, and I flipped them like probably 30, 45 minutes into the process. And this is before the first, well, after the first flip or whatever. Like, you really don't want to keep flipping your chicken because it kind of disturbs the cooking process. And right now, while the chickens are in the oven still, I'm working on my cabbage again, and I'm just buttering my pan. For those health freaks that don't really like using butter or anything, I'm pretty sure there's other tongue tied. There's other alternatives, but I just feel like butter, when it comes to cabbage, it brings out the flavor of the cabbage. So that's why I use butter. I'm pretty sure you could probably use like olive oil or something like that as an alternative, but I really feel like butter brings out the flavors of the cabbage. And I eventually realized that I have too many cabbage pieces to put in this little behind pot. So you'll see in another clip that I actually switched over to the pot that I use, and I used the wok. And I as you just saw, I put water in it and added more butter to the top and added some salt and pepper. You really don't have to add a lot of seasoning to cabbage, just the simple salt and pepper, and that does it justice. So yeah, and don't overpower it with water, just enough water so they can cook down. But as I said, I had too much cabbage for this little pan, so I had to transfer it to a wok. Okay, beautiful people, at this point, the cabbage are almost done. And I'm just mixing them and coating them again with the water so all of them can cook all the way down. But they're pretty much almost done. And at this point, I think my chicken was already finished. Um, it probably took like an hour 30 minutes, 2 hours. It didn't take too long for the chicken to cook. So I made perfect timing with how I prepared these. And this is the end product. You see the chicken is golden and this is the final product, you guys. Amazing. I taste tested everything. Everything is well seasoned. So I would have put butter on my mashed potatoes, like on top of it for presentation factors, but like they're already seasoned, so I didn't want to like do that. Everything is so good, you guys. I tasted, like taste tested all of it. It's so good.
I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in another video. I love you guys.